Socrates, on the matter of justice, and on knowing what type of man is best suited to be the guardian of the state, how do you answer?
Why, Glaucon, who else could be truly fit but the man who hungers for knowledge above all else, the one who seeks and speaks only truth, simple and profound, or will it be another sort of man? For can he, who is never mean, or a boaster, or a coward, can he, I say, ever be unjust or hard in his dealings?
Well, to these statements, Socrates, I cannot offer a disagreeable reply. But when you speak in this way, a strange feeling does pass over the minds of many.
Yes, for they may in their hearts disagree, but most are found lacking in the skill of asking and answering questions. Thus they make no reply.
This is true. Most do fear the worshippers of philosophy to be failing when it comes to managing well the affairs of the state.
Sadly, it is a common belief that those who may be the best philosophers are made useless by the very study which you extol.
Indeed. In the eyes of most, these philosophical men are not at all well suited to be the guardians or the rulers of the state.
Well, Glaucon, Adamantilla, do you think those who say this are wrong?
We cannot tell.
So, Socrates, tell us, please, what is your opinion?
Well, then, hear my answer, dear friends. I am of the opinion that they are right.
What, Socrates, how can you be justified by saying this?
This is a most worthy question, one to which an equally worthy reply can only be given as a parable.
Yes, Socrates, and we well know that is a manner of speaking to which you are not at all accustomed.
Indeed, Glaucon, I can see you are vastly amused at having plunged me into such a hopeless discussion. But now, as we ascend, hear the parable, and you will still be more amused at the meagerness of my imagination. Imagine now, if you will, a ship on which there is a captain who is taller and stronger than any of the crew. But he is also a little deaf, and he has a similar infirmity in sight, and his knowledge of navigation is not much better.
You're saying this captain is a man who's not entirely as he appears?
Socrates, better yet, am I not right in thinking that you speak here of the many men of Athens? Of our citizens all as one large, ill-informed political body?
Now, under such poor command, the sailors begin arguing with one another about the steering. You see, everyone is of the opinion that he has the right to steer, though he has never learned the art of navigation.
Yes, I have seen this, not on board the ship, but often amongst the assemblymen.
Indeed. They bicker amongst themselves like children. Each believes himself to be the best, but not one of them is truly wise.
Yeah.
Or trustworthy.
And so they throng about the captain, pleading, "Commit the helm to us." And if at any time such men do not prevail, and the captain prefers others to them, they kill the others, throw them overboard. Then after having chained up the captain's senses with drink or some narcotic drug, they mutiny, take possession of the ship, and then, helping themselves to the vessel's stored goods, gorging on food and drink without restraint. And they do all this without regard before embarking on a most dangerous voyage. Tell me, Adamantilla, Glaucon, what sort of action do you imagine these dishonorable men to take next?
Socrates, why is it that you find such pleasure in asking questions that need not be asked?
To him who cleverly aids them in their plot, they compliment with the name of sailor, pilot, able seaman. And but the other, the one who did nothing but keep himself busy plotting the wisest course, him they abuse and call a good for nothing.
Yes, this is indeed what they do.
Glaucon, tell me, in your opinion, to navigate well and wisely, what behavior should the true and most skillful pilot choose?
Jesus, again with your questions.
But we are rather enjoying this tale, so please, Socrates, continue.
The true pilot must pay great attention to the year and seasons, to the sky and stars and winds. he must be skilled at steering, whether other men respect this or not. You see, Glaucon, the possibility of a union of great authority with the masterful pilot's art has never seriously entered into the minds of his fellow sailors.
Or I fear been made part of their own inner calling.
So when vessels or states are in mutiny and in the hands of sailors whose minds and hearts have turned against one another, and with no regard for the art of navigation, how well will the true pilot be regarded?
It is most certain they will scoff at him,
And he will be scorned.
thought to be merely a stargazer.
Yes, or a good for nothing. Do you need to hear more? Or have I made my meaning clear?
I am now with you.
Having heard the parable of the ship of state, will you take it to all those in Athens who hold the view that philosophers are wisdom-seeking stargazers and have no useful role in the affairs of our state?
You wish us to say to them in declaring philosophers to be useless that Socrates says they are right?
Yes, but then you must make clear to them as well that the uselessness they attribute to such men is due not to the failings of our philosophers, but instead to their refusal to value truth and wisdom above all else.
This is all you ask of us?
Glaucon, is it too simple a task? And when next we meet, we will explore how it can be that the corruption of the majority is so unavoidable.